All right, welcome back, my seventh graders. Let's go and knock this homework out. We'll start it. Sorry, we're starting at number one here. Says find the value of x. I know that a triangle has 180 degrees inside. Is the sum of all the angles, so I can add x to 60 and 60, and it gets and it's got to be 180. I know 60 plus 60 is 120. So now I got to get rid of that 120. And just as a reminder, some of you who might have forgot, I will have to subtract 120 from both sides. And 180 minus 120 give me 60, and x is left alone over here to equal 60. All right, we're moving on to number three. I know that number three says that x is on the outside angle here. I also know that the straight line equals 180 degrees, just like the inside of a triangle's angles are all equal to 180, which means whatever this amount here is, it will have to be added to these two to equal 180, which means it will also be equal to this one. So x must equal 65 plus 48, and 65 and 48 is 113, so x must be 113. Let's go to number four, which is for you to do. Number five, I'm going to cross multiply, and 14 times 3 has to equal 21 times x. 14 times 3 is 42. 21 times x is 21x. I have to get 21 away from x, so I'm going to divide it away. And whatever I divide from one side, I divide from the other. Now I have 42 divided by 21, and that's 2. When I divided 21 from 21, I got 1, so that left me 1x. That means x must be 2. All right, number 6 is for you to do. Next is number 7. It says, exploring the interior angles of a polygon, use triangles to find the sum of the interior angle measures of the polygon. To do this, I'm going to split this up into triangles. I see that I can put a line straight through here, and that'll give me 2 triangles. When I draw one line that divides the quadrilateral into 2 triangles, because the sum of an interior angle measures of each triangle is 180, I can simply take 180 and multiply it by 2, and that's going to give me 360. All right, let's go to number 9. This is how you would break up this one into triangles. Number 9, I'd break it up this way into 3 triangles. And just as we said before, when we divide that pentagon into 3 triangles, because the sum of the interior angle measures of each triangle is 180, we can take the sum of the interior angle measures of the pentagon and say that it is 3 times 180, which is 540 degrees. Number 10 is for you to do. We're finding the sum of the interior angle measures of the polygon. So for number 11, I'm going to take the polygon has 8 sides, right? So this means I can take the sides equal, okay, n minus 2 times 180. Now you might be saying, what is n minus 2? Well, that's the number of sides minus 2, okay, because we need at least 3 sides to make a triangle. So that tells me we're going to be able to go ahead and take n minus 2, which is 6, 8 minus 6. And for those of you that are saying, Mr. Mendez, I think you're wrong about this. We do take 8 minus 2, and then we're going to multiply that to 180. That's going to give me 1,080. And if you're wondering, do I really get 6 triangles from here? Remember, we're going to, excuse me, we're going to be taking these triangles, not from the center. And I know some people might be saying, if we take it from the center here, then we would have, let's see, 1, right? It would kind of look like this, and then you would expect to see 8 triangles, right? But that's not how you do this, okay? The way that you have to do it is start from one end, and then continue to start from that end everywhere. So let's try that. So that means I will be taking this end here and making a triangle this way. That's 1. Then starting from this end here, make a triangle this way. That's 2. Then this side here will make 3. Sorry, my lines are not that straight. 4, 5, and then this would be 6. So everyone can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So when you're doing this, you have to start from one vertex and go out to every other place, all right? And that's why we've got 6 times 180. That gives me 1,080 degrees. All right, let's move on to number 13. So as you be the teacher, your friend finds the sum of the interior angle measures of a 13 gon. Is your friend correct? They're going to say that it's n times 180, and they're going to take 13 times 180. Remember, the formula is not the number of sides, it's the number of sides minus 2. So this is going to give us the wrong number. What we should have gotten is n minus uh, n minus 2, which would have gave us 11. So if I was going to solve this correctly, and I'm just going to, you know what, I think it's already worked out here, so I don't have to write it sloppy. There we go. N minus 2 will give me 11. 11 times 180 will give me 1,980. Okay, so no, the formula is incorrect. The correct formula is the product of 2 less than the number of sides. All right, let's go ahead and work number, 14 and, yeah, I'm going to do 14 first. And we see that we got find the interior angle measure, find the value of x. If I find the value of x, remember, since this could be 2 triangles, that's 180 times 2, and that'd be 360. So all these have to equal 360. Right? Oh, wait, I'm sorry, that was yours to do. This one's mine here. So this one will give us 1, 2, 3, 4 triangles, and that makes sense because it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 sides. So 6 minus 2 gives us 4. 4 times 180 is 720. And now we know that we have 2 right angles. So we're going to say that 90 plus 90 plus all these x's, which are the same. These have to be the same measure since they're all x's, equals 720. There's 4 of those x's, so we'll put 180, that's 90 plus 90, plus those 4 x's equals 720. I'll subtract 180 from 720, leaving me 540. Now I'll divide 4 away from 4x, and that will give me 100, and well, I'll have to divide 450 by 4, that'll give me 135. All right, let's go on to number, we're going to go on to number 17. Number 17 says find the measure of each interior angle of the regular polygon. This is the measure of each interior angle of the polygon. We've got a yield sign here. The sum of the interior angle measures of a triangle is 180 degrees. Since this is a equilateral triangle, we could say that 180 divided by 3 is 60. Every one of these angles have to be 60. All right, number 19 is over here, and it says, well, look at this. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 sides. 12 minus 2 is 10. So we're going to take 10 times 180. See, 12 minus 2 is 10. And that's going to give us 1,800, of course. We're going to divide this by 12 because there's 12 sides. And that means each angle must be 150 degrees. All right, let's go on to number 20, which is for you to do. Number 21 is the one I'll go over. A fire hydrant bolt is in the shape of a regular pentagon. Pentagon, I believe, is 5 sides. What is the measure of each angle? Well, remember, its bolt has 5 sides. We're going to take n minus 2. That's 5 sides minus 2. That gives us 3. 3 times 180 is 540. And now we're going to take that 540 and divide it by 5. And that gives us 108. So each of those angles inside of the bolt are 108 degrees. Why are why are fire hydrants, not quite sure what that question meant. Investigate, why are fire hydrants? That's a ridiculous question. Because the standard shape of a bolt is a hexagon. Most people have tools to remove hexagonal bolt and not pentagonal bolt, so a special tool is needed. I don't see where that has to do with math at all, so don't worry about number 21B. All right, let's move on to number 23. A molecule can be represented by a polygon with an interior angle that each measures 120 degrees. What polygon represents the molecule? Does the polygon have to be rectangular? Justify your answer. Remember, a molecule can be represented by a polygon with the interior angles that each measure 120. So it says, what polygon is it? We know we're going to take 120. We're going to have to multiply it to a number and then divide that number by a number that is 2 less than the number of sides. So the sum of the interior angles of the regular polygon is n times 120, where n is the number of sides. So we know the number of sides minus 2 times 180 is going to equal n times 2, okay? Or excuse me, n times 120. So this is equal because we know that when we multiply this together, it's going to also equal the formula that we have for solving what the interior angles are. So now I can say that I'm going to take 120 multiplied to n, and then over here, I'm going to multiply 180 to n, which is 180n. I'm going to take 180 and multiply it to negative 2, which is negative 360. I'm going to combine my like terms. I'm going to bring this 180 over to this side, 180n, excuse me. And when we take negative 180 from this side, we have to take negative 180 from this side. Negative 180 plus 120 equals negative 60. And now that we have negative 60n, it must equal negative 360. I'm going to be dividing negative 60n by negative 60, which means I would divide negative 360 by negative 60. A negative divided by negative is a positive, and 360 divided by 60 is 6. Pentagon has 6 sides, so it is a hexagon. So does a polygon have to be regular? Justify your answer. No, the polygon does not have to be a regular, uh, but or because the side lengths do not have to be the same length. Number 24 is for you to do. Here's number 25. The center of the stained glass window is in the shape of a regular polygon. That means all the sides are the same. Says, what are the measures of the interior angle of the green triangle? Okay, the green triangle. Oh, right here. Okay, well, remember there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's going to be 6, right? Because 8 minus 2 is 6. And then 6 times 180 is 1080. What are the measures of the interior angles of it? 180 degrees. The measure of each interior angle of the polygon is, let's see, 1080 divided by 8, because we have to take this now and divide it by the 8 sides that are there, which is 135. Each interior angle is divided equally into 2 base angles of the triangle. So now we're going to take 135 and divide it by 2, which is 67.5. The sum of the interior angles of a triangle is 180. So, and remember what this thing is asking, okay? The center of the stained glass window is in the shape of a regular polygon. We got that part. What are the measures of the interior angles of the green triangle? Okay, so they're not necessarily asking for the interior angles of the shape that's here. So now we have 135 divided by 2 equals 67. The sum of the interior angles of a triangle is 180. Okay, so we have x plus 67.5 plus 67.5. Now you might be saying, why didn't we just divide it by 3? Remember, this is not an equilateral triangle. Okay, so we had to take this and we're dividing it by 2. So we could have 2 right triangles. Okay, now we have x plus 67.5 plus 67.5. That means x plus 135 equals 180. I can subtract 135 from 180 to get 45. So the measure of the interior angles of a green triangle are 45 degrees, 67.5 degrees, and 67.5 degrees. All right, 26 is yours to do. 27, floor of a gazebo. It's in the shape of a heptagon, a seven-sided polygon. Four of the interior angles measure 135 degrees. The other interior angles have equal measures, so find their measure. Well, we're going to find the sum of the interior angle measures of the heptagon. We know that all of them together will be the number of sides minus 2, which is 5. 5 times 180 is 900. Now we're going to let x represent the number of each of the three remaining interior angle measures. Now remember that it said 4 of the interior angles were 135. So we're going to take 4 times 135. That's 540. So 540 times, now we have 3 of those triangles left, and they're going to be equal because they have equal measures. So that's going to be times 3x. We'll subtract 540 from 900, give us 360. Then we'll divide 3 away from 3x, which will give us 120. So x has to equal 120. Please do not look at this and say that it's a negative sign. This is a misprint. It should have equal. The measure of each remaining interior angle is 120 degrees. All right, guys. Have fun with your parts of the homework, and I'll see you in class.